Hi, I'm Stuart MCClean. I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. Myself and my wife, we live in New Orleans. And this is my work. It's acrylic on canvas. I only do original pieces, one-of-a-kind originals. I usually just, this is my style. It's called abstract figuratism. And I do mostly Afro-Caribbean pieces. And this is my new series called Urban Warriors. So this is something new that I'm working on, this piece and this piece.
So, have you done this show before?
No, I have not done Spectrum before. It's my first time doing Spectrum. I've done shows down here for Art Basel, but not Spectrum. So this is my first time.
So what made you choose the Spectrum show, other than the shows you've done before?
Something different, different type of exposure. Love the setup, and just something different, really. That more than anything, it's a different type of exposure for my work.
Do you feel that your work has been well received here?
I've been getting rave reviews about my work. I've been getting all the comments about it's the best. I like this one and this one and that. But I don't do that because artwork is by what you see and what you feel. So for them telling me that, it makes me feel good inside, but I know it's their perspective of what they see. So that's the way I look at it. Collectors, when they start collecting my work, that makes me feel a lot better. You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
So that's the point when it gets to collected, my work. That's a difference of what I feel, how I feel about it. But I appreciate all the compliments. I'm not saying I don't appreciate. I appreciate all the compliments that I get, and I put a lot into them, so I expect to get that out of them, and not being facetious, but I expect to get that out of them. You know, so put a lot into it, you're supposed to get a lot out of it. But the appreciation for my work has been very, very strong.
So how long have you been in the art world?
Wow. I've been, what should I say? I've been a traveling artist for maybe 25, 30 years. But I started painting and designing many years ago in New York City. I've transformed my creativity for fashion and art into one realm. You know, so that's a combination of fashion, art, and leatherwork into one team. You know, just creating stuff that I like to see. All my designs are extemporaneous. It's not like I sketch out everything. I just go with the flow. Whatever I feel is what I do. And hopefully it's a lot of times it's not to my liking. A lot of times it's to my liking. And I use acrylics because I can change things if I need to. If I don't feel it, I can change it. So that's what I do. But, go ahead.
So what type of shows have you done in the past? I know you said you've done some shows here.
I've been over the years. I've traveled to numerous art shows, and I do a lot of jazz concerts. Like I was a featured artist last year for the Seabreeze Jazz Festival, and I'm the featured artist this year for the Seabreeze Jazz Festival. I created the image that they did for their T-shirts and the posts and everything like that. That actually won best design in the state of Florida. All the shirts and everything like that. So I won that, and this year I created something that they said they love even more. So hopefully that same thing will happen. But I've done a lot of I've traveled the circuit. I traveled the circuit back in the year doing the Black Art show, the Philadelphia, the October Gallery show, the Fine Art show. Like most of the artists around, Afro-American, Afro-Caribbean artists around, started on the circuit, doing the circuits all over the country. So I did that, and I still do Capital Jazz, Jazz Fest, Essence, all those things, you know. So that's kind of where I started traveling and developing different shows. But I've done the Harlem Fine Art Show, the Black Art Show at the Puck Building, all those shows I've done over the years. And that's 20-something years ago. You all right?
So, do you feel that your work has been more readily accepted in any different venues as opposed to other venues?
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of the venues that I've been doing, I've been doing for 20-something, 30 years, you know. So Capital Jazz, Sea Breeze, Essence, Jazz Fest, I've been doing for many years. So a lot of people know me there and they accept my work there and they expect me to be there and to come the next year and buy stuff from me. This is a new realm for me, but as I said, verbally, it's well accepted, and you know, but it needs to turn into a financial aspect for me to feel. I'm not saying that I'm not feeling good about it, but we don't do this just for the
accolades.
Thank you. We do it for this is my life, not my life. This is my life. This is what I do to feed everything that I do. You know, so this feeds everything that I do. So if it's not successful, I got to move on to another one, but I expect it to be successful. So I'm not looking at that from that perspective at all. I know it's going to be successful for myself and a lot of the others that come here. I tell people, time is something we can't get back. So once we spend our time, it needs to be feasible, it needs to be acceptable, it needs to be patronized, it needs to be all those things to make it successful.
So do you feel that the show has done enough to recognize or to promote the Black artist?
I think you know the answer to that. I think you know the answer to that. And I'm not putting you on the spot, but we have to do that. That's not for other people to do. We have to do that. You know, if we understand life and we understand us, where we all come from, we all come from one place. But we have to understand that. We have to make the difference in what we do. Like bringing the next one up, bringing the next one on, telling the next one, and working with one another like what you're doing to promote us. Because nobody could promote us better than ourselves if we accept that challenge. A lot of times we don't want to accept the challenge to do that, but that's what we have to do. Maybe just word of mouth. Maybe Thomas telling me, you could, I got into the show and you could get into the show. You could, this is who you need to call. He told me this is who you need to call. Because a lot of times they'll tell us, you have to have a gallery, you have to have this to be in it. I've had galleries and I still have a gallery, you know. And I have a gallery name and I'm registered as a gallery, you know what I mean?
Right.
So for me to not be accepted in maybe Scope or maybe on each or some different show, I'm not saying that I'm not, but they put you through so much to be able to get into a show that it's frustrating. This was a lot easier because Mark knew me, Mark Shapiro. He knew me from doing the show with him in New York. So I've been around for a while. He's like, you don't have to send me anything, you just get into the show. But we as a people have to do that. Like you're doing right now, we have to do more of this so that we could be more acceptable. And we have to support one another. It's just not coming and saying it's beautiful. We have to support. If we have the means to do that, we need to do that. To support us and we can make us grow. You know, that's what we need to do. A lot of times we don't do that. We talk about what we want to do or this. You know, it doesn't feed what you do, it doesn't feed what I do, it doesn't feed the other artists, the other young artists that are coming up. I try to give them as much knowledge as I can give them about doing different shows and traveling and doing different things. That's how I came out as an artist, who was traveling and doing different shows. So we need to share this with people, and we need to share what we're doing like you're doing right now with the world and with our people, and we need to support, you know, support financially, verbally, physically, whatever we can do to support us, we need to do that. And that's very important, you know. A lot of times we don't do that. And as a people, we need to just come together and do what we need to do to make it happen.
So where can we find your art?
I am, as I said, Stuart MCClean. You can find my art on Stuart MCClean Fine Art on Instagram. And StuartMCClean.com is my website. I do only originals.